the little Africa in India. We encounter more cities as we make our entry into the forest. School children on their way to school.
The video you are watching on my background is a physical and evidence of our fellow black brothers and our fellow black sisters who are living in India. You know, I've been seeing a lot of black Indians, and I was wondering how possible could blacks be seen in India or black person claim to be an Indian? But we have to ask questions and look for evidences. And I come across an Indian person and I try to interview the person, and he told me, really, it is true, it is not a fake, that there is black communities within them. But yes, black communities are seen all over the world because of the tragedy experience we had in the past. But the truth is this: we call it tragedy because they came to take us from our homeland then. But now we are exporting ourselves to them. They are no longer coming to us. We are the one now exporting ourselves to them. This is called the effect of bad leadership, effect of bad management. My brothers and my sisters have failed to manage our territory, to make it a progressive one, financially, economically, militarily, and livable. Sons and daughters of African soil, they are taking unimaginable risk to export themselves to the foreign land. During the era of slavery, the slave masters came to take us through the Mediterranean Sea. A lot of our people was unalived in the Mediterranean Sea. But today, we are watching physical video, seeing our brothers and our sisters being unalive in that same Mediterranean Sea. Nobody forced them to do that. They made the choice because the choice seems to be the only solution for survival. African, from the beginning of the lowest state in Africa to the highest one, is unlivable. The economy is dead because leaders have failed to protect the integrity of her people. And now everybody is running helter-skelter, trying to survive. And now we are everywhere. And anywhere we aren't doing better. What shall we do? Shall we continue to take unimaginable risk, passing through Mediterranean Sea? What shall we do? I have one opinion. It might not be a popular one, but that's just my opinion. What is that my opinion? Checking the history of Africa, a lot of leaders in African continent have tried to champion one Africa, and the people that is benefiting from the poverty in Africa unalive them. And I have also seen a lot of youth today thinking that that way will be the best way to survive, saying one Africa. That, personally, I disagree with. One Africa cannot help us. I have never seen an Asian person talking about making Asia a single government. Even in Europe, Europe is not a single government. Even in America, it is not so. Making Africa a single government will be unachievable. We will continue to remain where we are. So far, we share that mindset. But if we go individually, let Ghana focus to build Ghana. Nigeria focus to build Nigeria. Cameroon build Cameroon. Liberia build Liberia. Kenyans build Kenya. South Africa build South Africa. Forget this idea of one Africa. We've got EU, African Union, who claim to be championing the idea of one Africa. Through the name AU, African Union, it sounds like EU, European Union. But we know how EU are prospering, and we know how AU is prospering as well. AU is a form whereby the leaders of the world use to cage Africans together. The AU makes decisions and other African states follow because they are the bigger power. And we know the reason why AU was formed, and we know they have not achieved that reason. So, my brothers and my sisters, I will advise you and myself. In fact, I'm no longer in that. Nothing will ever make me today to think about emerging Africa as one single state, as one single government. I do not believe in African Union, African AU. What I believe in is this. What EU did, that is European Union. You cannot just come and join because you are European state. No. You must have a specific economic budget. You must reach a certain standard. If you want to be men, you have to behave like men. A boy cannot sit in the presence of men. A child cannot sit in the presence of the elders. Before a child can do that, there is a specific level that child will reach. You must be economic buoyant before you could sit in the presence of elders. Ya ka Igbo si na nwata kwọcha aka usoro ọgaranya rie piom. Onye ụbịam adịghị azụ ome ọkachi, adịghị eme eme. Ekenekwe m unu, nwafọ ka m bụ. So, what am I saying? Before anything union will be formed in Africa, a state in Africa have to champion it. And before you can champion that, you've got to have at least 800 billion economy. And the standard have to be set. If you don't have up to 700 billion economy, you cannot be a member. Or at least that can be judged according to the population of your country. The mathematics have to be done properly. You don't just wake up and come and join men and